Hello there, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Satirical News. I'm your host, Disembodied Emote Man, because having anything other than facial expressions and two limbs is a waste of time. Our first story today comes in the form of a very important public safety announcement that we here feel this generation sorely needs to hear. Don't eat glitter! FDA warns. How to tell when the sparkly substance is actually edible. Yes, that's right. This article warns us clearly right away. It may look tempting, but don't stick that shiny stuff in your mouth. A lesson many of us don't actually remember because our parents taught it to us before we could talk or walk. Thankfully, however, Big Papa FDA is here to remind us all that we should check the label on things to see if they are edible. The standard trial and error of sticking random shit in your mouth and chewing on it to see if you can slide it down your gullet hole may not be the best practice for you and your derpy-eyed friends this holiday. For more on this behavior, we sought out an expert on the matter and asked him for advice.
Hello there, good sir. Could you tell us all about the glitter? Please, sir, this is very important for the people at home. They need to know what happens when you eat glitter. You remember the time that you ate that Christmas ornament and you pooped it out? Could you tell us about the experience, good sir? Stop getting belligerent. Just stop, sir, please, just answer the question. Well, fine then.
While he was initially confrontational, after some treats and petting, he calmed down enough to share with us his stories, recounting that time he ate a Christmas ornament because it was shiny. And also he wanted festive poops. We tried to get him to comment on the whole experience, to which he simply answered, "It was rough." And now that we're on the topic of sparkling dog shit, our next headline reads, "Racist slave-owning history of Southern Baptists chronicled in new report." Amidst the growing practice of being offended on behalf of people 200 years ago and apologizing on behalf of people 200 years ago, LARPing is at an all-time high. The Twinkling Turd reads, more than 2 decades after this group of neutered and spayed white people tried to rid themselves of their white guilt by begging random darkies all across the nation to forgive them for a thing some people in the church defended over 200 years ago, they're making a comeback by following the movie industry model of re-releasing a polished version of that turd. "We are deeply complicit in the defense of slavery," Albert, Prince of Virtue in a Can, proclaimed. While doing their research into how they could feed their growing masochistic fetish, they proceeded to whip each other into an even greater frenzy when they presented that a person who donated to the church in the 1800s earned much of his money by exploiting the mostly black convict lease laborers by employing them in his coal mines and iron furnaces.
I'm sorry I took the money. I'm sorry!
Because the notion of getting criminals to pay back to society through manual labor is wrong, if you're the right skin color. The pile of fecal matter goes on to point out that Jemar Tisby, a historian who cannot simply pull the stick of racism out of his ass, went on to say he expects many white evangelicals will push back on the report by saying the seminary is being divisive and relitigating its past. Because, well, that's just not a legitimate point, and black evangelicals clearly wouldn't bring it up because only satanic Uncle Toms would dare to go there. With his noggin a joggin', he went on to say that the school's leadership needs to sit down with racial and ethnic minorities and, quote, let themselves be led to racial reconciliation.
Yes, they are at the beginning of their journey. What this document does is it opens up a new phase to the seminary on racial justice,
Jemar Tisby said, effectively paving the way for modern white people to put on those leashes and be led around by the very people they never had a hand in oppressing.
I just want to apologize to you again, tell you how sorry I am about the mistake, and if there's anything at all I can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Come along, Howie. It's time for your lobotomy.
The article continues on, and on, and on, with its
"Whitey, so sorry for bad thing done to Darky"
narrative, but our editors tell us that we've got all we need from this steaming dung heap in order to segue into our next story. University of Ghana removes Gandhi statue after faculty outcry. Not one to be left behind while Americans slowly tear down their statues depicting of people throughout history for, well, their offensive behavior, Africa is stepping up its game by taking down a statue of Mahatma Gandhi. The racist Indian supremacist had darkened the university for 2 agonizing years. All the meanwhile, faculty fought bravely against the false idol of peace and tolerance. Cries of, "Who cares if he did anything good? That man is a racist. He's not even African. Where are all the statues of African heroes and heroines?" could be heard all throughout the campus. In opposition to the completely reasonable position of simply deleting everything that offends you or might offend people that you don't even know, some racist sympathizer tried reasoning some blasphemy about how Mahatma Gandhi was only human and we evolved. Something about, acknowledging that while he may have had his flaws, he did inspire movements for civil rights and freedom across the world, blah, blah, blah. Thankfully, oh my god, he was tied and bound, later to be beaten with sticks for publicly going against the angry mob by attempting to use common sense. A truly stupid decision, one which he surely did not live to regret. The statue has since been removed, quelling the angry beast of social justice. At least for now, until it gets hungry and decides it wants to devour more people to sate its never-ending hunger. Reports say that as the gaping maw of the beast loomed over it, the statue of Mahatma Gandhi stood there defiant in protest until the very end. The bravery, the likes of which we will only ever see in statues, as we are all slowly consumed, one by one. Alright, now that we're on the subject of merciless beasts, we can continue on to our last story for the day. YouTube is reading text in users' videos. Huh. Well, I guess that means that I'm screwed. Let's try to finish this video quickly before YouTube finds and hangs me from a tall, tall tree for being offensive. The article points out that Google keeps tabs on your activity, including your browsing history, and even your current location. Now, it turns out that YouTube service is also reading what's in your videos too. Some programmer, who you shouldn't stand next to in a public area because you don't want to get brain matter on your shoes when a piano drops on him from out of the sky, said that he discovered the issue while implementing some technobabble that showed a user agent called Google-YouTube-Links had several hits on an unlisted video he uploaded. The article surely continues on, but I, for one, disavow any association with this Russian bot hacker, as I want to keep my YouTube channel. Let's give 3 cheers for self-preservation as I shut my pie hole and discreetly leave a link in the description for anyone who dares to take a peek under the curtain of Google's skirt. It's like Grandma Captain always said, if they watch what you're doing and they know where you live, don't rock the boat unless you have level 3 body armor and keep an AR-15 handy. Alright. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. No, I'm just kidding about that last part. It was a pretty interesting article, and I suggest reading it if that sort of thing tickles your fancy and if you have the time. I kind of wanted to keep this video short, I kind of want to make these something for people to watch who don't want to spend 20 or 30 minutes watching one of my videos. But I kind of also did feel the need to throw it in there at the end since it piqued my curiosity as a creator here on YouTube. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I certainly do appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like and do all the things. Check out the description for those sweet, delicious extras that we've all come to know and love. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. But until then, remember, keep fighting stupidity wherever you may find it. Have a good one.
I'm not sorry I took the money.